Hello and welcome back to another edition of Raw out of 10 on the Wrestle Debate. Tonight we saw Drew McIntyre fight the Disciple Murphy and a gauntlet match to decide who the final participant will be in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Who was it? Let's find out with Raw out of 10. Our first segment was MVP interviewing the Raw participants in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match this Sunday. Asuka, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler in the VIP lounge. The three women traded insults until Baszler and Asuka decided to team up and kick Jax out of the ring. So basically just the opposite of what happened last week with Baszler and Asuka being on top. I'm going to give this a 5.5 out of 10. You may think that's a bit harsh, but the fact that now Nia Jax is seen as the biggest threat in this match over Asuka, I don't particularly like. So that is the reason why Shayna Baszler only debuted the other week, and she should be the main threat. So 5.5 out of 10. Next up, we got a second chance Money in the Bank gauntlet match, which the person who won didn't even get a first chance. So this was to replace Apollo Crews in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. So we started off with Bobby Lashley defeating Titus O'Neil, Bobby Lashley defeating Shelton Benjamin, and then Bobby Lashley was dominating Humberto Carrillo, but lost by disqualification when Lashley shoved the referee and Lashley took out his frustrations on Carrillo. That was all good. Good to see Lashley get a sustained push. Would have liked to have seen it gone a bit more, especially with the two cronies who came out next. We got Carrillo versus Selena Vega's jobbers, I'm going to call them. Carrillo defeating Angel Garza and Carrillo defeating Austin Theory. And then AJ Styles returned at the death, defeating Carrillo by submission with a calf crusher. This was alright. Like the Lashley bit. Carrillo, yeah, it's good. Styles, good to see returning. Quick points, I was expecting Jinder Mahal to be in this match. Some may say luckily he's not, but I actually don't really mind Jinder Mahal at all, so I was a bit disappointed with that. And Angel Garza and Austin Theory, with the way Carrillo was beaten down, they definitely should have beaten him, and it just makes them look like a couple of cronies. So they really need to sort them out, because I think it's past the point of no return, even before they get to perform in front of a live crowd. But this is alright, but there were a couple of flaws with it, so I'm just going to give it an average 6 out of 10. After the match, we got a couple of segments, including Styles continuing to attack Humberto Carrillo, repeating smashing Carrillo, I like how to say that, legs into the ring post. He then cut a promo about how he's going to rewrite history at Money in the Bank. And I think he's probably got a good chance of winning it, to be honest. And then we got Seth Rollins being interviewed about his match with Drew McIntyre at Money in the Bank, and Edge and Randy Orton will be on next week's show, which I'm excited about, but not another 37-minute match or however long it was. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm not going to grade any of these though. Next up, we got Brandon Vic and Shane Thorne defeating Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, with Brandon Vic pinning Ricochet after a big boot. Enjoyed this. This was a shock result, and it's good to see Ricochet and Cedric Alexander may actually be doing something instead of jobbing poor NXT guys. Even though they lost, hopefully it builds into a bit more of a story. Maybe we'll get a rematch on a kickoff show next week. Probably will, who knows. But I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. We then got a backstage promo with Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio, who talks about Money in the Bank. No, separate. Don't think I explained that very well. Oh well. Charlotte Flair then came to the ring to talk and was interrupted by Liv Morgan. They exchanged words and Morgan challenged Flair to a match. So then we did get that subsequent match. NXT Women's Champion Charlotte Flair defeating Liv Morgan. This was a very good match, actually. I did enjoy it. I said I'd be nice with the grades. Charlotte won with the figure of 8. Don't know if I mentioned that. Not a very good memory. But I thought it was very good, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, as I'm being nicer with the grades. Probably would have got a 6.5 previously, but 7 out of 10. Thank you. Good night, as you were. And then it was main event time. Drew McIntyre defeating Murphy with Rawls moves a broke kick. After the match, McIntyre challenged Rollins to get in the ring and fight him. Rollins pretended to leave and then snuck up on McIntyre to hit him with a kick. Rollins tried to hit a stomp, but McIntyre dodged him and hit him with a headbutt. Then McIntyre attempted a claymore, but Rollins bailed. This was alright. Enjoyed it. Story building. McIntyre looks like a beast. Rollins, yeah, just a smarky heel. Nothing really changed here. Just got reminded of the things that we already knew. But I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. Overall, Raw this week is going to get a 6.25 out of 10. Alright show, really. Improved as we went along. All the segments seem quite meaningful, but that's kind of what you would expect with a go-home show. As I say, it picks up as it went along. Started off quite poorly with the opening segment and the gauntlet match, which was alright. But then we did get some decent matches like Charlotte Liv Morgan, I particularly enjoyed. McIntyre Murphy was alright. So yeah, overall, meh, but meh to alright show. So 6.25 out of 10. Anyway, that is all for today, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Link to Twitter's in the description below for daily news updates on the world of professional wrestling, WWE, AEW and more. My channels, my other channels are coming up on the screen now, the Football Zone and the F1 Journal. Just search them on YouTube and they should come up. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. Tally ho.